it's like this.
Yeah, like you know
and then like with the Spectacular Spider-Man, it's like everywhere.
Yeah, it's like you see like every little movement. You see like every little movement. It's really good. But like with like the older stuff, it's like you see him go like this, and then you see the dude get hit, and then he gets pulled towards it. Like you don't see him actually go like that and then pull. Like they didn't have that anymore. But they do a pretty good job with staying true to the comics as well. In terms of like the comic personalities and stuff. Yeah. Like, did you see the one with like Mysterio? No, I haven't watched them in a while. But I'm pretty sure I have. I haven't watched it in a while.
Like they were gonna have a third season, but it got scrapped for Ultimate Spider-Man,
which is a real shame. Which is just a Deadpool show. That's all it is. They just couldn't make it with Deadpool because Deadpool kills people, and Disney can't have that.
That's because like the creators of the show don't really know how to work with it in a way that would.
Because Deadpool is a super violent dude. Like he super murders people. So like they're like, well, who's a superhero that everybody knows that we can still do the show with? Oh, Spider-Man.
And they force him to be with like Nova and Iron Fist and other.
Let's try to introduce these other characters so we can.
They tack them on, but they don't add anything to the story.
Really don't.
Like there's a reason why certain
they give him a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Why does he need a motorcycle?
Exactly.
That's retarded.
That's
sort of like giving Superman a day job. I mean, wait.
Didn't they give him like? Didn't they give him like his Iron Spidey suit?
Yeah, they did.
That's like the only good thing about the show. That you got to see the Iron Spidey suit animated. Because they've never done it before.
It's the only good thing about that series is like the animation is fluid.
Yeah, it's good.
But that's about it. Like it looks nice.
That's just like Disney animation is always really good, you know.
Yeah. But they have so many people working on it all the time. Because that's literally their only job. Yeah. And they get paid out the butt for it.
But then Disney's got some super strict rules.
See, in the Spectacular Spider-Man show, like the first like love interest that Peter has is Gwen Stacy. Like that
was like his main in Spectacular, wasn't it? Like he was like in love with her, and they stayed like in love with the entire series. Like no matter who came and went, even Mary Jane came and went.
From what I've seen, I haven't watched the entire series, but Mary Jane wasn't even that big of a part. From the episodes I've seen.
She would show up every now and then and be like
and she wasn't like. She was like Gwen's friend.
Yeah, like at most she was like his buddy. Like, oh, we live next to each other, so we're just cool friends. And
then they
always
had
loved Gwen.
Liz Allen is in the series too.
Yeah, and she lived in it too. And then Betty Brant was in it. Betty Brant was like the only older chick Spider-Man ever really went out with.
The chick that works at the
Daily Planet. Not Daily Planet.
Daily Bugle.
The Daily Planet. We're gonna mix Superman and Spider-Man.
I mean, they both start with Daily, so that's why I'm confused. But, she was like the first older woman in Atlanta. Because she was already like, in her 20s when they met. He was in his teens.
So this is basically Spider-Man, the spoiler.
The spoiler?
There's a character named the spoiler.
Because I don't know any of this shit.
There's a character named Spoiler. That was in DC, wasn't it? One of Batman. It's one of the former Batgirls, I think, was Spoiler.
Yeah, that was.
What?
One of the former Batgirls.
Spoiler?
One of the former Batgirls took on a persona called the Spoiler.
Yeah, because she got killed.
So she would like go into like movie theaters and say he dies at the end, and
she would be like, she would fight super villains, and she'd be like, well, guess where you're going? Spoiler, prison, and then she'd beat their asses.
What happened was she went out on a mission by herself because she got fired by Batman for being Robin. And when she went out on the mission by herself, she ended up getting killed.
Like, immediately after that. She's like, I don't need Batman, I'm Spoiler. And then she gets killed.
And Batman was like, oh my god, I feel so bad. But she came back to life later.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, well, I don't need you. I don't need to feel bad. That's kind of how he felt. Well, Jason was a different story. When Jason came back, he felt really bad about Jason. And he still did, even when he came back.
Didn't he kind of get Jason killed?
He did get Jason killed.
Not directly.
Not directly, but
he
shouldn't have gotten
Lazarus Pits.
What?
The Lazarus Pits from Roswell. Use those to bring him back or whatever. But like Jason, it really depends on what you're looking at. Because in the animated, the Red Hood movie, he got back from the Lazarus Pits. But in the comic books, Superboy Prime punched reality, and that brought him back to life.
Yeah.
Who's reality?
Everybody's.
There's just one reality.
Superboy Prime. Well, you're talking about like multiple worlds or whatever. But like, Superboy Prime really just punched a hole in the wall of reality, and it changed everything forever.
So like reality, not like someone. Okay.
Like all reality.
Okay.
Like it's in a ripple effect of all reality. That's literally what happened. He got super mad because he was like watching the main Earth and watching all the heroes just like go really bad or whatever, like just things go really bad. Like Superman dies, Jason gets killed, and he got killed by Doomsday.
We're out of the milk.
Doomsday literally Doomsday beat Superman to death, but like he just kept like this one chick got raped by Dr. Light. Like a bunch of crazy stuff just happened, and Superboy Prime was just like, no, this isn't what's supposed to be happening. We're supposed to be heroes and whatever, and he punched reality.
That's pretty
And like,
sick.
he's the most powerful Superman besides Superman 1 million. But
wait, what about the other dude that was like Superman when he absorbs the sun?
yeah, Superman 1 million.
Oh, that is 1 million?
Yeah.
I thought you called him something else though.
Yeah, I thought you called him Superman Red or something like that.
I thought you called him like Nova.
Nova's from Marvel.
Yeah, that's something
No,
else.
I thought you called him a color, like Superman color.
Superman the
Energy
Red
color,
Sun.
dude.
Well, there's Red Superman where he became like an energy being. Like Blue and Red Superman were this time during comics where nobody really knew what to do with Superman, so he took a whole different direction.
Mm-hmm.
And like they destroyed his old body and gave him like this energy body. So instead of being like, he wasn't as powerful as he was before, but he can like shoot energy and stuff out of his hands. He was made of energy. And he turned to Red Superman for a little while, and I don't remember why. I think he was like pissed off.
Yeah.
But he became Red Superman, but like DC 1 million Superman is like just this all gold Superman. Like in All Star Superman, he has like sun cancer or whatever. Like he's got so much sun energy within him that it's killing him. And then he has to go to the sun to fix it because he got turned into a blue sun. So he flies into it and like blows up, and it changes the sun into back to his regular form. And then like a million years later, he comes back. And he's Superman. He's basically God. Like he has these reality shifting powers or whatever. He brings Lois Lane back to life, and he just does whatever he wants basically. Like he meets his his kids or whatever in like the future. So,
Like a million years later, his kids.
they would be.
Like, guess what, kids? This is your great,
Superman.
great times 10
like his
grandma.
Superman is functionally immortal. As long as there's a yellow sun for him to absorb energy from, he will like live
But he
forever.
does visibly age. Though.
He just visibly age.
That's
So,
weird.
what's
Superman
the-
Beyond. he
So
has
it's like
white
a
hair.
plant.
The Superman movie that's coming out. What's it based off of?
It is based off of. Oh, I know this too. I can't remember this.
This is an actual
Superman. It's
story.
based off Superman Birthright, which is basically just his story. It's like his origin story.
Okay.
And I just can't
Like
remember.
another one?
What?
Another Superman Origins movie?
This is Man of Steel. It's not gonna be like the old ones. It's kind of more in depth with the story.
Great Wall of China Vision.
Oh god, that was terrible. Superman 4. Let's not even talk about that. But what's called? Like I really like where they're going with this movie because they're showing more of his dad. They're giving Zod the darker vision that he deserves. He's like an insane war general. Like he's not supposed to be like this goofy dude they showed in the movie, like in the previous movies. Because like you know about the whole like how the original director of Superman 2 ended up leaving like halfway through the project, and that's why it became sillier and sillier. Like he flew around the world and turned back time.
Yeah.
That was super dumb.
That's how time
That's how time works. So like, I really like this because it's slightly more realistic and it's like a better Superman because he's
Slightly more realistic.
Slightly
As realistic as
it's
it can possibly
it
be.
can possibly be.
Is it closer to the comics? What you're trying to
Yeah,
say?
it's like It's like Zod shows up. He's not gonna say kneel before Zod. That's a goofy thing Zod would have said back in the day. Like he's in this battle suit. He's here to just destroy everybody. Like there's a scene in there where like they arrest Superman, and it's one of those cool things. Like they didn't really get to see this in the older Superman movies, but like it's this cool thing where Superman really doesn't want anybody to see him as above them. So he lets them arrest him. Like, he doesn't want them to be scared of him.
Yeah.
So he just like, oh, okay, go ahead and take me away. He can break out whenever he wants.
That's
He's
really one
Superman.
of the only interesting things to me about Superman is he still has those kinds of values even though he's a Superman.
Because he was raised by humans. And he got super lucky by who he was raised. Because if he was raised by anybody else, he'd be, like, probably an asshole. He'd probably be, like, a horrible dude. You know, he better be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just do whatever.
You know what movie I really liked? I really liked The Amazing Spider-Man when I saw it.
Yeah, it's really good. Like
That's really what Sam Raimi's first movie should be.
yeah, because like Sam Raimi, I think Sam Raimi at some point tried to make it too dark, and like
here's the thing. I know Spider-Man 3 is an awful movie, but if you look at all the Spider-Man movies, they were all kind of goofy.
Yeah.
From time to time.
But but then there are parts where like Sam Raimi was like, "Oh, make it super dark." Like when Green Goblin got killed by his own glider.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be like super dark. That was like, "Oh, don't tell Harry." Oh, I died.
Yeah.
But then he ruined it by having in the third movie, Harry's butler was like, I forgot to mention your father was killed by his own glider.
Like all these years ago, your father was killed by his own glider.
And I'm just now telling you this.
Like this is
you would
functionally
never have chosen the road that you were, but I trolled.
The death of his father functionally ruined his life. Like Spider-Man blew up his face during their fight. Like if the butler just wait, you just called him Alfred?
No, I didn't.
He said the butler.
You say I thought okay. I
No,
thought
okay.
you said Alfred.
Said Alfred.
My brain said you went to Alfred for some reason. But
You said the butler.
like if he had just told Harry from the very beginning, oh, your father's own glider killed him, then
He wouldn't have a dual personality.
he wouldn't have. Yeah, he wouldn't have like been seeing his dad in the mirror and trying to kill like
The mirror.
Spider-Man. Like that never would have happened. But no, his butt was like, oh, I better not tell Harry that his dad super murdered himself. That's Spider-Man just defending himself.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Not super murdered himself.
Well, because he was trying.
Stop saying super murdered.
It's not even like technically suicide because he didn't try to kill himself. He was trying to kill Spider-Man.
They just said
It's
he
still-
He accidentally killed himself.
Yeah,
it's still suicide, but it's like
yeah.
accidental suicide. So.
But it's not super murder because he didn't do it
I'm
to
gonna say
himself
super
on
murder
purpose.
because I like the way it sounds.
He
He's super suicided himself. How does that sound?
That makes it even worse.
He
than
super
murder.
killed himself.
Stop saying super.
Sean likes alliteration.
He likes the word super. That's
I like
it.
the word super.
Like he's super eats
Two best friends
breakfast with
spoiled me
his
with that
super
because then they
cereal.
do. Two best friends do that too. Pat does that all the time. He's just like, oh, you got super murdered. So I ended up doing that too. Because I like it. I like the way it sounds. I think it just adds that extra bit of oomph to everything.
The super breakfast is super delicious.
With the super cereal. Wait one moment while I get my super spoon so I can super shove food in my face. So I can get
Super chew.
so I can get super fat.
Like
I just imagine just someone like with 2 spoons and like a super
Yo.
deep bowl.
what?
You're just saying
Supergirl's
super
gonna be
for
in,
no fucking.
Well, she's supposed to be Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Because like the prequel comics are like, oh, she came to Earth, now she's frozen on Earth or whatever. Supergirl.
What?
In Man of Steel. She's supposedly frozen in ice somewhere on Earth during Man of Steel.
So that makes Superman a pedophile.
No. No. Why does that guy do my
Because my only thing is if they have another Kryptonian on Earth, is that Superman's gonna try to get with that.
Why? It's his cousin.
Dude, we live under Alabama and Georgia.
But they live above us.
You haven't seen anything until you've been in Mississippi.
Oh,
We live under there too.
Not
And
directly.
next to
But
it.
we live in that like gray area where everybody thinks they're rednecks, but they're really not.
It's really weird.
They're just hicks.
They're just
like,
assholes.
Yeah, they're really like, oh, I think I'm cool because I live in the South and I have.
Better put this camo jacket on.
Better put this camo jacket, my
Yeehaw.
camo shirt, my camo pants.
But underneath that, I have my Abercrombie and Fitch polo.
Let's go mudding.
Swag.
Let's go mudding.
Swag YOLO.
My mudding swag YOLO. Fucking retard.
Like, seriously, like if these kids saw like a real, like redneck, real deal Southerner, they'd be a little terrified because they're
Real
like,
deal surrenders are a little scary.
yeah, they live out there in the country. Like, hey, I just killed this pig. See, and the pig is just split open, the organs falling out, and it's just
Hey, you're on my land. You're gonna die.
What?
basically, think that Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit is a joke.
Oh shit, wait, what is it? There's a county, there's like a town in Alabama called like Zool Chapel
Zool Chapel.
or something like
That
that.
sounds super badass.
Yeah, I was like, we are now in this area. Hey mom, guess what? We're gonna die now. Like, this is the part in a horror movie where we just keep driving in the same town in a loop because of ancient magics, because they're old god.
When I was driving back from, they
had a Zool chapter, Baptist church.
Like that Cthulhu thing. But,
yeah.
like, what you call it? When I was driving back from Indiana during winter break for Christmas, we took these back roads, and we just, like, there's this super long road, and, like, you couldn't, like, once you get to a certain point, you couldn't see what was in front of you. And, like, we drove on that road for at least an hour. Like, at some point I thought I got lost. I was like, this is where we get murdered. We are the black people who get lost in the South and are never heard from again. Like, that scared the mess out of me. Like, really.
Scared the mess out of you?
Scared the mess out of me. Like really.
The drunk mess out of you.
The drunk mess, man. I was crap my pants, man. My last call, man. Oh, shit myself. But like,
hey, girl.
Are you playing a game? Are you playing a game during our podcast? Are you playing a game right now?
Are you playing? Do you think this is a game?
Hey, Cameron's playing a game. All right.
I'm sorry.
He's playing a gay game.
Gay.
Hot pig. Wait.
Gay?
It's a game?
You're so dumb.
Dumb?
Why are you messing with that?
Good question.
Finger.
I can turn on.
Anyway.
No, it doesn't even have a battery in it right now.
So like, I was watching a thing about Jason Voorhees, and I was like, I love Jason Voorhees. I don't even care. Like, I like even the really bad movies, like Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell.
Is there
I love those.
We're talking about Jason again. Okay.
Yeah, like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
Jason Voorhees. Do you know his last name?
Huh?
You know his last name?
No, I don't know his last name.
Oh, really? Okay.
I haven't really seen
I don't really know the
movies.
Jason Moore that well. I just know, like,
I love it. I love it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
Jason's, like, one of the few, like thriller movies I enjoy watching.
Because there's that thing about him just being this lumbering, like that. I like that in Halloween. Michael Myers, I love that. Cause he's just this big lumbering murderer. Like he just like he doesn't say anything. He's motivated like just by the desire to kill people.
Yeah.
That's it. I love it. It's crazy. Like he just, oh my god, and his kills like the best. These kills are amazing.
Like the best.
Like he doesn't like do anything like superficial.
Yeah.
Like
It's just like straight, just
like in like newer horror thrillers.
He'll like cut you a little bit, like I'm being killed, but no, he'll just like straight murder you.
Saw. I don't like Saw kills.
Like Saw, yeah.
Over
like
the
he'll
top.
just straight murder you. Like
They're like, all good. Want to play a game? No, this is a horror.
yeah,
just get
just
to it.
kill him. Like
Don't
give him the
this
chance
whole-
to survive.
I don't like if I wanted to see a psychological thriller, I wouldn't be watching a gore one also.
Yeah.
Like
The thing with Saw is like later on, you know the traps were made so they can't win, but they kept this facade up like, oh, you're gonna be able to get out if you just do this, but you know they can't. So don't lie to me. Just be like, oh, I'm gonna straight murder you.
Well,
I'm fine with that.
In the first movie, the doctor got out by cutting his own leg off.
Yeah, but yeah. He ends up being in the last movie. He ends up being an accomplice. But like in the last Saw movie, the very last one, the final chapter, the dude who cut his leg off ends up being an accomplice. Like he ends up being like, oh,
Yeah, I heard about that.
he like, oh, this whole time after that he recruited me to kill people, help him kill people, to help these people realize what's better in their lives or whatever. Some stupid like whatever Jigsaw's philosophy was about life. I can remember now because it just before it was like, oh, you need to appreciate life more. That's what it was in the beginning. It eventually just evolved into like, oh, I just want to play games with you. Like
it was actually more like, I'm gonna point out everything that's wrong with your life because you made 3 mistakes and they're not even that big.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna kill you.
Like they're gonna make a new one. It's gonna be like, guess what? You left your oven on, went outside. That's a no. It's like
There was like one where someone didn't pay their insurance, and that's why he stole them.
There's one where like a girl was cheating on one dude with the other, and they had him like attached to like a
I saw that,
and they pull like they had to like one of them had to pull one way, and it would like kill one of them or another, and they were like, no, fuck that bitch, and they both walked forward, and they like went up and just buzzsawed her in half. Like they didn't even care.
That's ridiculous.
Like after a while, like, oh, you've been cheating on us. Like you don't really care about us. And she was like, what? That's not true. And they were like, bye, bitch. And they like just killed her. It was like she was cheating on people. Does she really deserve to die for cheating on him like that?
Well, in Judeo-Christian.
Oh, okay. Because obviously this new Jigsaw.
Murder's fine.
Yeah. We stoned her to death. This woman showed me her breast. She must be stoned.
Let he who hath not sinned throw the first stone. I've been waiting for this day.
Considering women in Judeo-Christianity are the equivalent of actual animals.
Basically. I rode in on an ass. Yo mama's ass.
Why would you want to do that? She's like 60.
But yeah, like, the song movies really just got kind of bad after a while. I really just wanted something else, you know. But,
Like,
I like the first
Zombie's
one.
trying to keep.
I do like the first one. I like the first few. What was the one that had to do from Linkin Park in it? Is that the newer one?
Which dude from Linkin
Might
Park?
have been the third.
The lead singer. Not Mike
Chester
Shinoda,
something.
the blonde hair kid.
Sure.
He was like a.
I think it's third.
Because he was like a. He was like a KKK member or whatever, and he was like white spirit or whatever, and Jigsaw had him, and he was like glued to the seat, and the only way he was glued to the seat. One of his friends was under the car, and like his girlfriend was in front of the car.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
And he had to and I think one was behind the car tied to something. And like it would like pull him apart, like when the car went forward, like it would land on the dude's face, the wheels would go and rep his face, then go and cut the girl, like, you know. And like it went, and he was like, oh, and he almost got it, and then the car just went anyway. It ripped the dude in half, killed the dude underneath it, hit the girl, and he goes flying out of the car. It was made specifically so you lose. He had no chance to win.
I honestly don't like watching Saw movies because I'm the kind of person that's into like seeing how many ways a person can be killed.
I'm not into seeing self-torture.
Yeah. Like
I don't mind person torturing someone else as much.
Like in Hostel.
Yeah.
Hostel,
I loved Hostel.
Yeah.
Like they cut that dude's freaking ankles. That was great.
Like, because I'm more into like suspenseful situations, but in Saw it's like you know they're gonna die anyway.
Unless you're like a super optimist, no, they'll go through with anime logic.
Like in the last one, the dude pretended to be like, oh, I was a victim of Jigsaw, and it turned out he really wasn't. He lost every single challenge. Like, he was supposed to save the people he knew, and he lost every single challenge. It was made so he could lose.
You know what?
I was going to ask if there's any
What'd you ask?
if there's any inconsistency.
The answer is yes.
It's a movie with like more than 3 things, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of inconsistencies. Like the dude
In The Dark Knight.
Oh,
and the Dark Knight.
I'm like trying to.
well,
Why are you bringing the Dark Knight into this?
I've been wondering this for a long time.
the Dark Knight is this?
I don't know. He's got caught onto my cooking podcast.
I've been trying to ask the question, you guys. I'm like, interruption.
No, Karen, I am pissed off.
We were actually going in a good direction.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you killed the momentum.
I didn't want
You
to.
ruined the moment.
It's fine.
Why'd you start talking again?
Where the damn I blame you for everything.
I know you do. You guys always do.
Well,
so.
no, what was the question?
Is there
Are there any inconsistencies in The Dark Knight?
like the movies, the trilogy?
Oh god, yes. Especially the third one. There's some things that just don't make any sense. Like how he was in that hole for like 3 months with no money,
Wait, did you see
no
the third one yet?
transportation.
I haven't seen the third one yet,
Well, anyway,
but I'm watching it tonight. So
he was
that's why.
he was in a prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's in this hole in like the Middle East, which is, you know, kind of across the Atlantic Ocean. So like he is just in this hole. He gets out, no money, no means of transportation, nothing. Okay, he somehow makes it back to Gotham in hours, like 2 hours.
The Batwing.
He goes to the nearest town, takes a phone, he's like, hey, offer.
He goes he catches a plane. I mean, the Middle East isn't like all a desert.
He jumps
It's not,
on.
but-
He jumps
Yeah,
on the
there's
wheel
like a
bag.
big city right by the hole. Like that was the thing. Like if you look in the background, there's a big
course.
bustling city
It
right
was
by
like
the hole.
it was Dubai.
We're gonna have the
Where the
worst
cops
prison
drive Lamborghinis.
right next to a bustling city.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
You
snap.
know, the cops in Dubai actually drive Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way to catch the criminals. Because the criminals are driving Lamborghinis too.
Because everybody like in the movies is super nice cars.
Because like, they have an underwater hotel there too.
Yeah. Like my dad was telling me about Kuwait, and he said like everybody there is just balling. Like everybody's just got money.
No.
The girls are all just they can't like they have the whatever. So like like they all like the girls' nails are always just done to the just top, like their eyes, like the makeup on their face, just like best ever. Like so just underneath whatever all that is, they're just fine because they get all this work done. Like it's insane.
Dude, Malaysia has to be like the perfect weather all year round, and so beautiful.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where like in the Middle East where you. What? I have no idea what you're laughing at right now. You started laughing.
This is fucking hilarious.
Is it because we've been places? Huh?
No, the way Cameron said it's so beautiful.
I don't even know.
Don't know why that's.
I'm actually laughing because we were just talking about people getting murdered.
Yeah, there was like super.
Now we're talking about how beautiful the Middle East is.
That was a huge jump. Like it went because he asked about the Dark Knight and he was like, "Oh, Middle East," and like, "Oh, Middle East women are fine because they got all this stuff." And like,
then he said Lamborghini.
Yeah, he said Lamborghini.
But the Middle East for the most part is just trash.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the kids there are just little shitholes. Like little shitheads. Like they're just the worst kids ever. Like they're bad.
I know.
For no reason.
I know.
You should know.
You should know.
That's because they don't really have any system of values there to follow by.
Yeah, if you give anybody money, they will get jumped immediately.
Because when you're in that kind of situation where it's just take something or get shot, I mean,
I'd rather get shot.
I mean, you have to live by a certain lifestyle to stay alive every day there.
Yeah, once you make it to
like
a certain
that's
age,
why I was saying that's why City of God is such a good movie.
You still need to watch it
because it portrays that in such it portrays it so well.
I know for sure that before I die, I'm going to South America and I'm going to learn capoeira, like master it. Like, I've already learned a lot of it, but I need to actually master it because I think that's the most beautiful martial art I've ever seen. But like the problem is that a lot of people don't use it as a martial art. They use it just as like a show thing. But like it's kind of faded out as a martial art and it's more just a dance type thing now. But I'd like it to go back. I'd like to use it more as a martial art. I'd like to be able to fight people with it, you know?
I mean, I would enjoy learning capoeira, but I'm one of those people that just wants to be I want to do forgot what the sword was.
And it really help with the parkour. Like it seriously does.
I want to learn how to do the bow stuff.
You know, I just remembered this. You know Loki in Thor?
Yeah.
The dude who played him, Tom Hiddleston, he learned capoeira to be Loki.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know you needed that to be Loki.
Apparently he's I guess, like, I didn't notice it before, but I went back and looked at some of the stuff, like, in the Avengers when he was fighting Thor for a little bit, and in the actual Thor movie. He does go like this a lot. Like, goes like that, doing the actual moves and stuff. Like, it's really weird. Like, you don't notice it because the scenes, like, they keep moving around and flash stuff, whatever, but he does it. Like, it's pretty cool.
You know they do the whole flashing stuff to cut the fight scenes, so it makes it just look...
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
Fight scenes never go like perfectly well every single time through. Like something changes this time through, so like they'll cut in different fights. But
it's also so that you don't have to show the hits.
Yeah. You know the final scene in like the after credit scene where they're in the shop eating shawarma. Yeah, that was filmed after the movie was done and after the original premiere.
Wow.
Yeah, so like
shawarma sales went up by like 50% after.
But you know, if you look at Captain America. If you look at Captain America, he's like going like this. That's because he's like hiding his chin. That's because Chris Evans grew a beard while they were filming it, or while they were filming that final scene. So they kind of had to hide it because like he didn't have the beard like during the actual movie. So it'd be kind of weird for them to go to the shawarma place right after this huge fight where he didn't have the beard and he just has a beard magically.
He's like, I got older in that fight. I've covered wars, you know. As he strokes his beard.
I punched Hitler 5 times.
By the way, did you know that... Wait, what's up, Hitler? Anyway.
But, like, there's actually... you know how Captain America didn't have a lot of, like, character development in the Avengers?
Because he sucks.
They said they cut a lot... They said that if they did put it in, the movie would be over 3 hours long. So they took it all out and they're going to put it in the new Captain America movie. Winter Soldier?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. So really, to me, the character that had the most character development was, the Hulk.
Really?
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, they
Because
really.
I feel like he's the guy.
They really focused
Jesus.
on.
Oh my God! You scared the crap out of me. Sweet mother of God.
Sucks.
You know?
Captain America sucks.
Well,
He
yeah.
does suck.
Come here, join the podcast. Come on.
I'm not doing no podcast.
It's
I'm
amazing.
doing a podcast, and then I'm gonna go play Leona, and then keep playing all the time.
Playing when scrubs just run everywhere and just die.
Great. I don't care.
Oh my
I'll
God.
save your ass.
League of Legends talk. Anyway, I feel like Bruce Banner was not the same guy the entire movie through. Cause I feel like
No, because they tried to.
well, he was like, oh, what's your secret? He was like, oh, I'm always angry. So that means he had to keep that up throughout the entire movie.
But that means he had a different mindset, though.
What do you mean?
Like the way he thought about his powers in the end of the movie was different than the way he felt like in the beginning of the movie. Because in the beginning of the movie he felt like they were a burden, but by the end of the movie he felt like they were an asset to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like remember he's like
Tony Stark kept saying,
I
like-
put a bullet in my head, then Hulk spit it back. I got.
Well, he said that he was talking about like a long time ago. So he was good Lord. But he's like he said, but he's talking about like, he did that like a while ago. Like he was like it's like the thing was like, oh, I found a new way to handle this, and that's why I'm not gonna shoot myself in the face.
So that inadvertently to me is character development.
But I mean, like it wasn't shown in the actual movie though, like where he was like the actual character.
But you can infer though from the end of it.
But I mean, like, I think Tony did,
Like,
because Tony was super selfish. He was like, I just want to do this because it'll make me laugh. Like, oh, I want to see the Hulk out because I want to see him destroy stuff.
I didn't feel like Iron Man had that much character development.
He did, because at the very end,
Yeah,
he was
remember
like,
he was like when he got caught by the Hulk, and then he woke up and he's like, I hope nobody kissed me.
How's that character development?
but like, no, like, at the very end, he like flies up into the thing and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna kill all these dudes and then possibly die
And
myself.
then he tries to call
Because
the one
Captain
lady.
America
He
was
tries
like-
to call the one lady.
And Captain America, yeah, because he's like, he tries to call her during, like, he never did that before. He was like, I'm probably gonna die here. Like, I might die. He never did it before his little argument with
So
Captain
you're
America.
saying he wouldn't have done it beforehand?
No.
But when he still have like an obligation to save
No.
the world?
No.
Because he's not like Spider-Man.
No, he would have
I didn't
just
say he
sent
was like
the, he
Spider-Man.
would've
No, but
just sent
I'm just
the
saying,
nuke
like-
into outer space.
Like, his thing is like, with great power comes great responsibility. That's Spider-Man's thing. I'm just saying he's not like Spider-Man in respect. Like, he doesn't think with great
But he
power.
doesn't have the same model, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't still put
Okay.
himself at the same
But-
risk at the end of
No,
the movie.
no. At the end of the movie, I think at any point in the movie, except the end, he wouldn't have done it. Because like at the very end, he was like,
So
I
you're
can't
saying-
make the power play. I can't sacrifice myself. to
So you're
save
saying at
people."
the other point during the movie he would just walked away?
Yeah.
Either that or found some other way to do it. But yeah, he probably just walked away. He probably would just like watched it happen instead of like now at the end of the movie after his little argument
I
with
don't
Steve
think so.
Rogers. And I think so. He probably would wait somebody else to make that sacrifice. He probably would like, hey Thor, go up there and stop
Because
him.
even in the first Iron Man movie, he wasn't that selfish. It's just he has a cocky attitude about himself.
He's
That doesn't translate into his morals.
well, I guess not. But still, like, no, I mean, just because his cocky attitude really had nothing to do with it. He was
Yeah,
still,
that's
he was
what
still
I'm
an
saying.
asshole afterwards.
People like you're
No,
saying that
he's kept because he kept talking about like, hey, we need to come up with a plan of attack, and he was like, my plan is attack. Like he was just a selfish dude who just did whatever he wanted, and he never would have like helped anybody else. He just would have did everything for his own sake.
Yeah.
So like now at the very end, he's like, I think he couldn't think of any other way out of it except to just fly up himself.
okay,
and
but
go
like
to-
in the first movie, he doesn't really do anything for his sake either. Like he doesn't have to do anything with his suit after he makes it, but still he chooses to fight.
ran out of the thing. Like he just killed a ton of people and then like just left.
No,
Like,
he saved the village in the first movie from
From his
like-
own weapons because he felt guilty.
Yeah, so him
had-
feeling
if it's
guilty.
something
That was
no-
something that had exactly to do with himself.
It was directly affected like by him. Like otherwise, he wouldn't have cared. You know how many countries out there have weapons of mass destruction that he didn't go to? Because these directly correlated with him, he felt like requirement to go out and stop them, and that's why he did.
Okay, well, who's the main villain in the first movie?
Ironmonger.
He didn't have to fight him if he didn't want to.
It was his armor.
Yeah, it was his
It
armor.
was.
Ironmonger's armor was
But it
based
was
on his
exactly
armor.
He didn't have to do
It
anything
was
though if he didn't
yeah,
want
he
to.
did because it was his armor.
So you're saying in the first
he designed
movie-
the armor. He designed the arc. It was his arc reactor. He would have died without it.
So you're saying in the first movie he would never perform any acts of good or whatever if like the harm that was done.
Yeah,
wasn't
he
caused by
Yeah, he didn't. He literally built. He was like, "Oh, I'm building all these weapons."
That's because the threat.
And then he found out the weapons were going to be used against
But in
him.
the first movie, the threat wasn't posed though. That it wasn't like okay. So you're saying if a villain had showed up and it wasn't like because of himself,
He never
then he
would
wouldn't have fought.
Yeah,
him.
he would not have.
He never would put the Iron Man armor.
At the beginning, when he was selling the weapons to America, he just been like,
whatever.
I don't
But
get
then
it.
he found out
Then he
before-
got no. That was before his character development though.
Then he found out that America was selling the weapons to the people who were going to use them against
so
him.
tell me, is that not character
If
development? then?
for like a selfish reason.
How is it a selfish reason?
He didn't want to
Because
get
it was
blamed.
directly correlated with him.
That's necessarily every reason can be a selfish reason. Though.
Not really. If he's not like if a dude from
No, like Captain America's just
No,
like, oh,
'cause
it's about
every-
America, America, America.
like
that in itself is a selfish reason too.
say
How?
Because
Captain America's
America's the
everything for
country you
other
live in,
people.
right?
Captain America from day one, before he was even Captain America, was willing to sacrifice himself. When they threw that grenade on the ground of Captain America, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die with the grenade. I'm gonna
Iron Man
die."
sacrificed himself too in the first movie. He
How?
didn't have to do shit if he didn't want to.
Yes, he would have.
No, he wouldn't have.
Everything. He would have been blamed for everything. You see
could've
all these weapons that were
No, he
sold.
could have walked away if he wanted.
No, he
didn't
couldn't
have to
have.
care.
You see
His
all
name
these
is literally
weapons.
written on the
Yeah,
weapon.
Stark Industries written on every single weapon he makes. So if those weapons were being used against America, they would have been traced back to him. He would have been blamed for everything. So he went out, he stopped the people that were using the weapons, he stopped Ironmonger who's using his armor. If it was some dude from space who had no relation to, he wouldn't have done anything.
Okay, what
He would have
about
sold weapons to the U.S. so they can use it to stop that dude. It
what
was
about Iron Man 2 then? When it wasn't directly because of him, but he still.
But he
saw
was.
it.
Attacked by it.
He got directly attacked for revenge. He got attacked by the dude. He got attacked by Mickey Rourke.
Right.
It was revenge for what Tony's father did to Mickey Rourke's father.
So you're saying even after all that character development he had in the first
Yes.
movie, even the second movie,
He was still selfish.
How was he selfish?
Because he was personally attacked. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done anything. The only person
So you're saying just because he was personally attacked, that's inadvertently being selfish?
Yes. He would have done it otherwise.
You can't
got
call a
mad
character
because he
selfish
got
just
attacked.
because he was protecting himself.
That's called
though.
vengeance.
No, that's called protecting your own ass.
Yeah, it's self-defense. He wouldn't have done anything else. Like, he wouldn't
He
have
was
done anything
protecting
otherwise.
himself.
If that dude had never...
Himself and selfish are the same.
If he hadn't been attacked by
It only
Anton...
doesn't make your argument any stronger.
If he hadn't been attacked by Anton Vanko, he wouldn't have fought back. He wouldn't have saved people.
Hello? Yeah? Okay.